¿Cómo es que nos vamos a meter a esta plataforma de Google Classroom? We are going to use Clever. So as you see here, this is the program that is being used to log on to Google Classroom. And from here, you will have access to other programs that your school has offered for your students. Entonces, a través de esta plataforma de Clever, es un programa, vamos a tener el acceso directo a la clase, el Google Classroom y cualquier otro programa que la escuela tenga disponible para nuestros estudiantes. So for that, the way you're going to log in, the way that your student's going to log in is using their district email. So that is something that if you don't already have, the school will provide. So essentially what it is the student's first name dash last name at scusd.edu. And the password is one that the school will also provide to you. So if you don't have that, please contact your school, your principal. If once teachers are back, you can contact the teacher and they will provide that login information. Para poder meternos a programa, estos programas, sí vamos a necesitar información de la escuela. Ahora, si ustedes ya tienen la contraseña y ya saben cuál es el correo electrónico de sus hijos, eso va a ser la misma información que usaron el año pasado. So if you have a password already, it'll be the same one as last school year. Por lo regular, el correo electrónico de nuestros estudiantes es es su nombre, su apellido, @scusd.edu. Entonces, por las siglas de Sac City Unified. So once we log on to Clever, you will have this option to go to Google Classroom. Another way that we can access it is if we open our web page and we have Google here, we would go over to the right-hand side and I'm calling it the waffle because that's what I hear people call it. So we'll click on here and it'll come up. You'll see that Google Classroom comes up in the green. Entonces, para otra manera para tener acceso a este salón virtual es que podemos abrir esta página de Google y vamos hacia acá, hacia la esquina al lado derecho. Hacemos clic y nos sale la caricatura aquí de un pizarrón y ese es el salón virtual. So we go ahead and we click on that. Hacemos clic en esa opción. This is the same one. Listo. So it brings us here. Aquí tenemos las clases en las cuales estamos ya registrados. These are the classes that either we have already registered in or we are in process of registering in. So as you can see here, for our math and our Spanish class, we have the option to click join or decline. So that means that the teacher has already sent us an invite to enroll into the classroom. Entonces lo que tenemos aquí es que en la clase de matemáticas y en la clase de español, la maestra o el maestro ya nos mandó una invitación. Entonces lo único que tenemos que hacer es escoger join y eso nos daría acceso a la clase. Another way that we can add a class is if our teacher gives us a code. So if that's the case, we go over here to the right-hand side, we click add and it says join class. Entonces, otra manera que podemos agregar una clase es si nuestro maestro o nuestra maestra nos dio una clave para agregar la clase. Si eso es lo que nos entregaron, vamos aquí a la esquina, presionamos en este botón y escogemos la opción Join Class. Here we go. So here it will ask for the class code. So you will input whatever the code is that your teacher gave you. and then you will click join. Entonces aquí ponemos el código que nos dio la maestra o el maestro y de igual manera escogemos la opción para registrarnos. So now let's go ahead and here we go. So here, as you can see, we are already enrolled in Reading 101. It'll tell us what is already due, what the work that has been posted already, and it shows you the dates and the times when things are already coming up. Aquí, como mirarán ustedes, ya estamos registrados en esta clase y aquí ya tenemos una lista de los trabajos que ya tenemos que entregar. Entonces, si entramos a esta clase, hacemos clic, we're going to go ahead and enter the class. You're going to see this is the classroom's main page. So again, you have what class it is. You'll have these upcoming assignments, and you'll have these announcements here. But before we get to this, if you go over to the side, you'll see that this is the main menu. Aquí es la página principal de salón virtual. Ustedes, como pueden ver aquí, tienen el nombre de la clase y tienen lo que ya la maestra o el maestro ha puesto. Pero si vemos aquí a la esquina del lado izquierdo, tenemos lo que es el menú principal. So if we click on that, you will see that the first option are the classes that we have enrolled in. So in case you want to go back to the main page where all the classes are listed, you would click here. Aquí la primera opción nos enseña que están las opciones de las clases. Entonces, si por alguna razón ustedes quieren regresar a la página principal donde están todas las clases en lista, aquí es donde harían click. The next now option is the calendar. So if we click on there, you'll see that our assignments are listed by day and when they're due, with the time that they're due. Entonces, si escogemos en esa opción nuevamente el menú principal, escogemos el calendario, nos lleva aquí a lo que es la semana, las tareas que se tienen que entregar esta semana y el horario en el que se tienen que entregar. Entonces, el día de hoy tenemos un trabajo que se tiene que entregar antes de las 11:59. Si lo entregamos después de eso, se va a considerar que está entregado tarde. So here we see that today, Thursday the 27th, we have an assignment due. Here we see that it says 11:59, so it must be submitted before that time. Anything submitted after that time would be considered late. So we go back to the main menu. We have classes, calendar. We're going to go ahead and look at the to-do list. Entonces regresamos al menú principal, vimos las clases, vimos el calendario. Ahora vamos a ver esta lista. So here we find in our to-do list, we have in an area where we can see the assignments that we have to work on. We have the assignments that are missing. So here, this is an assignment that has not been submitted. So as you can tell here, it's in red and it's telling us it was due on Wednesday. And if we come over here, you'll see the assignments that have already been done and have already been graded. Entonces aquí en la primera tenemos las tareas que han sido asignadas. En la parte del medio tenemos los trabajos que no hemos hecho. Entonces aquí en rojo nos indica que esta tarea se tuvo que haber entregado el miércoles antes de las 4:59 y no la entregamos. Y aquí tenemos el trabajo que ya se entregó y en este caso el maestro o la maestra ya nos dio una calificación. So if we go back to assigned, I just wanted to go ahead and point out once more that it tells you the dates and it tells you the time, and it has different sections. So this week, this is what is due. Next week, this is what's going to be due, and later. So it depends on how your teacher posts the assignment. So they can be a week in advance and you'll be able to see it, or it can just be for the week. Entonces aquí son las diferentes secciones de lo que se va a entregar esta semana, dependiendo en cómo se organice su maestra o su maestro. Las tareas para la siguiente semana podría ser que nos aparezcan aquí si es que la maestra o el maestro lo hace visible para nosotros. Y nuevamente aquí están las fechas límites de las tareas. So if we go back to the main menu, we'll go down. So it says to do, and then right here, this is the class that we are enrolled in. So if you are enrolled in 2, 3, 4 classes, here is where you'll see the classes listed. Aquí en esta parte tenemos las clases en las que estamos registradas. Entonces, si tenemos 2 o 3 o 4 clases en las que estamos registradas, entonces aquí saldrá, o registrados, aquí saldrá esa lista. And then if we keep going down, you'll see you will have a section for archived classes and then our settings. Entonces seguimos hacia abajo. Aquí tenemos una opción donde salen las clases que han sido archivadas. Entonces eso indica que quizás fue una clase que tomamos el año pasado y está ahí guardada. Ahora tenemos las configuraciones. So under settings, you will be able to turn on or off the notifications that you will receive. So in this case, this will be for your student. So the notifications would go to their email. If you want to receive notifications, you can request guardian summaries. So this is something that you request from your teacher, and your teacher will email you an invitation to accept and to basically figure out the settings that you want. So in this case, you can request summaries daily, or you can request weekly summaries. So in these summaries, the email will include missing work, upcoming work, and any class activity. Entonces aquí estas notificaciones son para los estudiantes. Si ustedes como padres, como madres quieren recibir información sobre el trabajo de los muchachos, ustedes pueden pedir resúmenes de tutores o de padres, y esto se lo piden a los maestros. Los maestros les mandan una invitación por correo electrónico, y en ese correo electrónico ustedes aceptan y ustedes tienen la opción de recibir resúmenes diarios o recibir un resumen una vez por semana. En estos correos electrónicos, el resumen va a indicar el trabajo que falta, lo que no se ha entregado, los trabajos, las tareas que se aproximan y las actividades que se completaron en clase. So if let's say that you accepted the invitation and you chose to receive summaries daily, it's important to understand that you may not receive a summary or an email for that day if there was no activity for that day. If the teacher turned off the notifications for the class, that will not generate a guardian summary, or you accepted the invitation but chose not to get notifications. Entonces, es importante tomar en cuenta que si nosotros pedimos que nos lleguen estos correos electrónicos con el resumen, es posible que si yo pido que se me llegue el resumen todos los días, que es algo diario, y el día de hoy no recibo nada, es posible que no reciben nada porque el día de hoy no se completó un trabajo, quizás la maestra o el maestro desactivó las notificaciones de la clase, o yo como madre acepté la invitación, pero decidí no recibir notificaciones. So I think I'll pause for a little bit. Kia, Sean, are there any questions we should address?
Yes, hi, this is Sean Alexander, and I have the privilege of supervising the Family and Community Empowerment Department. I'm very excited. Parents, you're helping each other in the chat box. It's wonderful to see, but some topics are coming up. One of the parents, a good question, when will the update, when will there be an update that assignments are done? Will folks know right away that an assignment is completed? Another question is, do you need to see if a teacher has graded the assignment to see if it's done? And does this link to Infinite Campus, which it does? We have some discussion going on right now about some things like getting passwords. Passwords, I'm trying to answer as fast as I can on chat. The passwords are available by contacting your school site. Some folks have not gotten schedules. You will be contacted by your school site around the school schedule. Someone was asking a question around face-to-face time, as face-to-face as we can be. Your child will be scheduled to have interactive time with their class and teacher, and then there will be a space of time during their school day where they will be assigned additional assignments that they will be doing that is not necessarily virtually face-to-face. I'm trying to get all these in here. These are great questions, and if somebody has some other input that they know, a little tip we don't have here, please don't hesitate to put it in the chat. Let me see. I'm looking, I'm sorry guys, give me 1 second here. You're typing furiously as well. I think that's it for now. I'm clustering some others, and there's some that are more specific to individual circumstance. At the end of this, you will be seeing the contact information for Priscilla, Kia, and myself. Please, if you have any questions that are not included within this particular presentation, send us an email with your question, with your concern, and with your contact information. And if we can right away, we will get back to you if we have access right away to that information. If we don't, we will make sure that we refer it to the appropriate department. Sorry, Pris, that was a lot. If you want to kind of pull that down into some Spanish for us.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Sean. Entonces, hubo unas preguntas sobre las notificaciones con los trabajos que se han entregado y las calificaciones en esos trabajos. Entonces, ahorita es algo que vamos a ver. So we will dive into classwork and notifications as far as when things are graded. So just give me a second. We'll explore this classwork section in a minute. So as we continue, we have this first section here that says stream. So here, teachers will be able to post announcements, updates, post. If the teacher allows it, students will also be able to reply or post in this area. So as we can see, the teacher, Mr. Sanchez, has posted welcome. And here you have the announcements for the assignments that have been posted already. Entonces, en esta primera sección en donde dice stream, aquí el maestro o la maestra va a tener las publicaciones, va a dar anuncios, y si lo permite el maestro o la maestra, entonces aquí también los estudiantes pueden compartir algún anuncio o saludarse, tener una conversación aquí. Y como mirarán aquí, están también las tareas que el maestro ha puesto. Entonces, en este ejemplo, el señor Sánchez nos da la bienvenida. So over here to the left, I'd like to point out again that there is a section that lets you know you have upcoming work to be due. It has the dates and it has the time. Entonces, nuevamente, me gustaría mostrarles esta pieza aquí, esos anuncios que están aquí del lado izquierdo, donde nos indica que tenemos tareas que ya están por entregarse. Entonces aquí nos dice, today, due today, by 11:59. Hoy antes de las 11:59, due tomorrow by 11 a.m. Una tarea que se tiene que entregar mañana antes de las 11. So if we go on to the next one, classwork, vamos a entrar a la siguiente opción, que es el trabajo que se va a hacer en la clase. Aquí tenemos la lista de las tareas. So here we have basically a list of the assignments for the class. So depending on how our teacher organizes this section, you might have just areas based on what the class is about. So in this case, it's a reading class, and as you can see, there's a section that says novel. So then I get the hint that this work will be based on the novel that we read in the class. Entonces aquí, como ustedes mirarán, son las tareas y el maestro o la maestra, ellos escogen cómo organizan esta página. Aquí en la sección de en medio tenemos una área específica donde dice novela. Entonces yo como estudiante me voy a saber que los trabajos que están aquí están basadas en la novela que se leyó, el libro que se leyó en esta clase. Entonces, en este caso, aquí tenemos el título del libro y tenemos las tareas para ese libro. So, if we go to the top, you will see view your work. So if we go here, vamos a entrar aquí donde dice ver el trabajo. And this is another area where you can see the assignments that are pending, what has been returned, and what is missing. So this is what I really love about Google Classroom, because there are multiple areas where you can see what work has to be done. So essentially, once you get in the groove of things and you're helping your student, then you'll know that, okay, daughter, I know that you're overwhelmed, but there's multiple areas that tell you, what work you need to do. So here we see, the list. Here are the dates. It lets you know what's missing, what has been assigned, and then again the title for the topics for the assignments. Entonces nuevamente aquí tenemos una lista de las tareas que están asignadas, lo que ya nos regresaron con la calificación y lo que no hemos hecho. Aquí está toda la lista. Entonces yo les comentaba que por eso es que me gusta mucho esta plataforma de Google Classroom, porque existen diferentes secciones donde está la tarea, lo que se tiene que entregar y lo que ya está hecho. Entonces ya cuando tengamos un poquito más de experiencia navegando este sistema, vamos a ver que pues está un poquito difícil no ver cuáles son las tareas que tenemos que entregar, porque están por toda la clase. So here, as you can see, we have the missing. Here, it'll tell you your grade that you received, and then it'll tell you what's pending. So if we just, quickly, take a look, what's assigned, what was returned. So if you see here that text box, that means we received feedback. And it'll tell you the grade you received, and then missing, that one assignment that we haven't submitted. Entonces, nuevamente, tenemos lo que se asignó, lo que ya entregamos, y en este caso ya lo calificaron, nos dieron esta calificación. Y si vemos aquí esta cajita, esto indica que el maestro o la maestra nos dio, escribió comentarios sobre la tarea que entregamos. Y si vamos aquí abajo, missing, este es el trabajo que aún no hemos entregado. So let's go back. So anytime you want to go back to the main page of the class, you would just come to the top and click on the name. Entonces, en cualquier momento que ustedes quieran regresar a la página principal de esta clase, solo irían a esta esquinita y escogerían, harían clic en el nombre de la clase. So we'll go back to Classwork. Vamos a entrar una vez más aquí a esta sección. As you can see here, you have the option again to see your Google Calendar. You have the option to see the class drive folder. So here, most likely you will find handouts, any additional classwork that your teacher wants to share with you. Aquí nuevamente en Classwork podemos encontrar lo que es el calendario. Podemos encontrar la opción de el folder para la clase. So, esto es algo donde la maestra puede compartir alguna tarea, algún trabajo que va a asignar, pero está disponible para toda la clase. So I want to point out that as you see here, these are filled in green. And then we have this gray one. So what that means, in this case, it's green. Just disclaimer, it can be any other color just depending on the settings of your teacher. But if we have, in this case, the green means that the assignment hasn't been done. It hasn't been submitted. If we see the gray, that means it has been submitted. So also, that color coordination really stands out. So your student can pay attention to those colors and parents as well. Aquí me gustaría mostrarles que en este caso el color, aquí tenemos el color verde, pero como les comentaba, puede ser que la maestra o el maestro tenga las configuraciones para tener otro color, entonces no necesariamente va a ser verde, pero para este ejemplo, el color verde significa, o la coloración significa que el trabajo no se ha entregado. Aquí tenemos el color gris. Eso indica que el trabajo ya se entregó. So it's just something that really stands out so that you know what is pending and what has already been submitted. So if we go into an assignment, so let's check this one out. Vamos a entrar aquí a esta tarea. So what I did there, I clicked on here, and then I will click on View Assignment. Okay, so this says the teacher's name, how many points this assignment is worth. It tells us the due date, and then it has the question, how are you feeling today? Aquí tenemos lo que es la tarea, el nombre de la tarea, el nombre del maestro, nos indica cuántos puntos esta tarea, qué valor tiene esta tarea de puntos. Tenemos la fecha límite en cuanto se tiene que entregar y aquí lo que es la pregunta, ¿cómo te sientes el día de hoy? Entonces aquí abajo tenemos los comentarios para la clase. Entonces aquí es donde los estudiantes pueden platicar, pueden chatear con sus compañeros y pueden preguntar, ¿ya entregaron la tarea? ¿Qué opinan de la tarea? ¿Alguien me puede ayudar porque no le entiendo? Es importante notar que estos comentarios son públicos en cuestión de esta clase, entonces todos los compañeros pueden ver lo que publiquen aquí. So what we have here, these are the class comments. So if I have a question for my fellow classmates regarding the assignment, hey, I don't understand, can somebody help me? I don't know what this means. Can somebody define feeling? I would put that here so that everybody in my class could see it and, hopefully somebody would respond and help me. again, you know, everybody can see it, so just being mindful of what we post on there. If we go on here to the right side, you will see the private comments. So what that means is here we move this here. So here I would send a private comment to the teacher. So this could be, you know, regarding maybe the assignment, and I can say, you know, Mr. Sanchez, I really didn't understand, you know, this assignment. Please let me know if there's any way that that I can, you know, better this for the future. If you can recommend, you know, an online source, you know, just any question that you have for your teacher, that would be in private. So only the teacher would see it. Entonces aquí, claro, aquí es el private comment, es un comentario privado para la maestra o para el maestro, y eso puede ser algo que tenga que ver con la tarea, alguna pregunta o algún comentario que quizás queremos que el maestro sepa. So how are we going to do this assignment? So there can be a variety of ways that we can complete an assignment. It all depends on how the teacher creates the assignment. So in this case, the teacher didn't attach anything. So that means either we add or we create the work. Entonces, vamos a ver cómo podemos completar esta tarea, cómo vamos a entregarla. Existen varias opciones para entregar un trabajo. En este caso, la maestra o el maestro no puso nada aquí para que nosotros llenáramos o completáramos. Entonces nosotros tenemos que crear algo nuevo. So if we click here, add or create, you have a list of options. So if I've uploaded something to my Google Drive, I'll be able to attach. I can attach a file, or I can create a document or a slide. Entonces, nuevamente, voy a crear, voy a hacer un documento nuevo. Puede ser que ya hice la tarea y lo puse en mi folder de Google Drive, que es algo interno que se guarda en la computadora, que se guarda en este sistema y está disponible cuando hacemos clic aquí. Puede ser que lo tengo guardado en la computadora y solamente tengo que agregarlo. Entonces aquí lo más común es que es un documento de Word que los muchachos usan bastante en la escuela. Entonces ellos escogerían esto. So the common thing would be to attach a Word document. Y si por alguna razón aún no he creado algo o no tengo algo en esa opción de Google Drive, entonces aquí tenemos estas opciones. Está bien, tenemos docs y slides. Entonces estos son documentos y esta es una presentación. So first we will look at create new and we will look at documents. So it's creating our document. Okay, aquí está creando el documento. Okay, so then we would type, how are you feeling today? I am feeling happy. Yay. Okay, ¿cómo nos sentimos el día de hoy? Me siento feliz. So you will see up here, it'll tell you that this document has been saved. Aquí arriba nos dice que el documento ha sido guardado. Entonces, if we go back here, you'll see that the document appears here. So if I close it, so si por alguna razón yo cierro esa página and I say, oh, there goes my work, where's my work? I'm gonna have to start all over, all that hard work. You can click on this and it'll come up. Entonces, si yo digo, ay, le cerré y se me perdió, no, ahí se guarda. Entonces, lo vuelvo a hacer clic y vuelve a salir donde me quedé pendiente. So once I am done with this assignment, then I would hit turn in. So this submits the assignment. En cuanto yo termine el trabajo y ya la tarea está completada, entonces yo voy acá a la esquina del lado derecho arriba y aquí donde dice turn in, esa opción es para entregar el trabajo. So let's get out of here. I'm gonna delete it. So that's gonna completely delete it. Don't do that because there goes your work. So then now we're gonna see the example with slides. Entonces ahora cerré la página y quité cerré la página, el trabajo que hicimos. Estén pendientes de que si hacemos eso, pues ya se perdió. ¿Ok? Entonces, aquí, cuidado. Ahora vamos a crear una presentación. So now we are going to create slides. So that can be another option for submitting this assignment. Esa es otra opción para completar esta tarea. So here, there we go. I will put, so how are you feeling today? Happy. ¿Cómo te sientes el día de hoy? Me siento muy contenta. Entonces aquí estoy haciendo el trabajo. Esta es una presentación. Igual me dice aquí que la presentación se guardó. So same thing, lets us know that this has been saved. So if we go back, vamos para atrás. Igual aquí nos indica que la presentación ha sido guardada. The difference between the slides and the Google document is that the slides doesn't have the option to turn in here. So you would have to go back and turn in here. La diferencia entre una presentación y crear un documento, el ejemplo que vimos hace unos segunditos, es que en el documento podemos entregarla porque aquí tenemos la opción. En este caso, en una presentación como esta, no tenemos la opción para entregar desde aquí. Entonces tendríamos que regresar y presionar aquí donde dice Turn In. Y pues lo mismo, cerré la presentación, pero aquí se guarda el trabajo. So, same thing as the Google Doc. I close the window, but if I click on it, it'll come up where we left off. Okay, and then again, we would hit that turn in button. Escogeríamos esa opción para entregar lo que es la tarea. Kia, Sean, so far, any questions?
We've been keeping up. Parents have been stepping up as partners with each other and with us to answer some questions. I'm looking here to see if there's anything that was just hanging out there that we didn't address.
Priscilla, I also directed a few questions privately through your chat, so you can just click that to access it.
Yeah, thank you, Kia. I did as well. Thanks for reminding folks. I did note this, and Chris, I know you're going to talk about it, and we may have, referred to it before. We have a new parent toolkit, a one-stop shop, so you don't have to search everywhere for a lot of the things that we're talking about and some additional questions you might have. And I listed in the chat the link to that. It's right there, and it's very user-friendly. If you go up to the top left, it translates into, I want to say, 78 different languages. There are webinars, there are presentations, there are PowerPoints, lots of information. But as I said, as parents, you won't have to search everywhere to get answers to some of the questions that may come up when we start school, and also just to refer to things we talked about today. So please make sure you take a look at that.
Thank you. So I'm looking at those I'm looking at those messages, and oh, thank you, Eric. I'm gonna have to share that with my supervisor. Sean, I'm not getting paid enough.
Eric, I agree. If I could, I would have a bucket of money for them. They're wonderful.
So I'm seeing here, can you repeat my child's email address? So typically that would be first name dash last name at scusd.edu. Keep in mind that there may be some last names that are very common, or just, you know, first names that are very common. So there might be an extra letter if they have a middle name, or if we registered them with two last names. I would really encourage you to check in with your school site and just, you know, verify that information, so you don't maybe you don't lock yourself out, or, you know, you don't have too much stress with that. But typically it is the first name dash last name. Hubo una pregunta sobre el correo electrónico de los estudiantes y cómo meternos a estos programas de Google Classroom. Típicamente los correos electrónicos son el nombre, tenemos la línea, el apellido y @scusd.edu. Si por alguna razón eso no funciona para ustedes, por favor, comuníquense con los directores de las escuelas para que ellos les den la información adecuada y correcta. Dice aquí, como padre, ¿puedo usar private comments para comunicarme con el maestro? Sí, sí pueden, pero típicamente el estudiante es el que se va a unir a la clase. Entonces, si usted está presente con su estudiante, puede decirle al maestro o a la maestra: hola, soy la mamá de Chabelita, estoy aquí sentada con ella, tengo una pregunta, este es mi número de teléfono o este es mi correo electrónico, por favor comuníquese conmigo, porque cuando los niños estén sentados y estén conectados a Zoom o a Google Classroom, pues ellos están trabajando, les están dando la clase. Entonces, para no perder, para no distraerlos, a los maestros. So there was a question if, as a parent, am I able to send a private message to the teacher? So I believe that if my daughter is sitting through a Zoom meeting with her class, you know, the teacher is on, the teacher is teaching. So I just, you know, I advised the parent that if that's the case, you know, just send that private message. You are able to send that private message to the teacher. Just let the teacher know, hi, I'm Isabel's mother. I'm sitting here with her. I have a question. This is my email address. You know, please get back to me. Here's my cell phone number. I would really like to have a conversation with you about this and this. It says, last time I was having a lot of trouble with not being able to edit the assignment. So this was an example, filling out the worksheets that were attached. So that is another option that the teachers have, of attaching a worksheet and having the student fill it out. So because I don't have an example of an actual worksheet, I think that if we go here, let's see. I think my biggest recommendation would be to just, you know, click as many times as possible. As you see here, it takes a while for the system to respond. So making sure that you're clicking in the appropriate sections. As you can see here, this is one section, and then here is another section. So the blue lets us know that this area is a different area from the top. So it would be a little challenging to describe it, but if you are having a lot of trouble with that, I would highly recommend that you reach out to the teacher and maybe let them know, you know, hey, Mr. Sanchez, can you please provide more spacing in between the lines so that way we have that extra space to fill in the response. Hubo una pregunta sobre las tareas, de cómo podemos completar una tarea si la maestra nos dio un trabajo y el estudiante simplemente tiene que escribir la respuesta. Les aconsejo que si se les dificulta, le pidan a la maestra que ponga un poquito más de espacio entre las líneas y así los estudiantes puedan navegar un poquito más, un poquito mejor sin tener ese problema del espacio. So I will go back here. So let's go ahead and go back to the main page of this classroom. Vamos a volver a la página principal de esta clase. And we will look at the people section. Vamos hacia la sección donde dice people. Here you will have a list of those of your classmates. So those who are enrolled in this class. Aquí vamos a tener una lista de las personas, de los estudiantes que están inscritos en esta clase junto con su alumno. También tenemos el nombre del maestro o de la maestra. So here you will find the name of your teacher, and you have that option of sending an email directly to that teacher. Okay, perfect. So then I will go here. And then just as how Sean was telling us, you have these options to, we'll go ahead and click on there, to really look into these parent toolkits, these parent resources. They are here for you, and there's more information regarding, where you can look up more information on how we can support our students. So again, the tutorials, the clever tutorials, additional Google information, and Zoom information. So it's just a variety of just information on these different tools, the Infinite Campus, the forms that you may need, technical support, the district number if you want to email us, and then those social media platforms. Nuevamente, este sitio es para ustedes, para que tengan acceso a información que es para apoyarlos a ustedes y a sus estudiantes. Aquí hay una sección específicamente para padres, los tutoriales sobre los programas como Clever, Google Classroom, el Zoom. Son muchas cosas, entonces es importante que ustedes recuerden que estamos aquí para apoyarlos. So here, if we go to the main menu, we'll go back to classes, and it'll take us back to the classes that we are enrolled in. So ladies, any other questions you feel that we should address?
Now, hi, Chris, it's Sean. I just got a great question, and Jennifer, I was trying to type it when she asked me this question, so I'm going to address it to everybody because it's a pretty darn good question. Jennifer was asking, are the majority of the assignments and the work going to be technology, or is there going to be a combination of some technology and some actual written assignments? Because Jennifer is concerned about too much technology or screen time. And what we're doing is, at some point in your day, there is going to be time for as I had said before, face-to-face interaction teaching. And then there will be assignments that will be not face-to-face in the kind of Google Classroom or Zoom Classroom format with everybody, that your student will be doing, that would be pen to paper sort of things that we were talking about. It does vary from teacher to teacher, and I think it's a good idea to contact your child's teacher, because that's a very good discussion to have. Thank you for that question, Jennifer, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot because I know you were asking privately, but it was a great question. Folks wanted to know, do they have to have Clever?
So I believe that's the way our district is navigating student login, right? So everybody, all the students will have access to these Clever accounts.
There was another question earlier about, where do I check? Do I check with Google Classroom for the most current grade, or do I check with Infinite Campus for the most current grade? Again, these are wonderful questions, and it's a lot to think about, and some of it we may have to get back to you on. But one of the things that you might want to consider is that Google Classroom is sort of an ongoing in real time. So I think you'll get an ongoing in real time temperature about things around Classroom and where things are going. Were it me, I would probably look there first. And then it will be linked to the Ultimate Infinite Campus, and Infinite Campus will be linked to that information as well. But as we know, that's a day-to-day Google Classroom. So that would be my go-to.
Yes, and es importante notar que en teoría las calificaciones que se presentan en Google Classroom van a estar disponibles también en la aplicación de Infinite Campus. Entonces es importante tener esa aplicación al día para poder recibir esas notificaciones.
And may I say one more thing, and because someone did also mention this, I appreciate your patience as parents, guardians, caretakers with us as we learn together. We started this and we did not realize that there was a cap on the actual interface with this particular Zoom meeting. So we are working with tech to extend that. They're working very hard to do that. So we'll actually be moving to a more Zoom webinar format once we get that settled. But I do know that that was frustrating for some folks. These are all up on the website now. So what you are hearing and seeing today will also be uploaded at that new District Toolkit website that we had talked about specifically for parents. So if you want to just do a reminder to yourself of what you've learned, or if you missed some parts of it, or you want to go back and take a look at the Zoom guide, that's all going to be up, and that's our intention going forward. So thank you again for your partnership and your patience.
Yes. Thank you, Sean. So here we have our contact information, our office number, all three of our emails. So, feel free to reach out and you just let us know how we can support you. Aquí tenemos la información para que se puedan comunicar con nosotros, el número de nuestra oficina y nuestros correos electrónicos, incluyendo mi compañera Kia y mi supervisora Sean. Y por favor recuerden que estamos aquí para apoyarlos. Son momentos muy difíciles, muy estresantes, pero por favor recuerden de cuidarse, abracen mucho a sus hijos, denle besitos y tengan mucha paciencia con ellos y con ustedes mismos. Muchas gracias por estar aquí acompañándonos. I just want to thank everybody for your time. Please remember to just, take it easy with yourselves. Don't try not to stress out. Be patient with your children. Be patient with yourselves. And just remember to hug them and give them kisses and just be silly. I'm going to give a shout out to Lillian Humes. Yeah. You two make me smile. I'm looking at you two ladies and I'm just like, aw, how cute. So just, remember to smile. Remember to be silly. It makes the day go by faster. Thank you. Thank you all for attending. Kia, any last remarks?
Yes, I can't echo that same sentiment. The first day of distance learning was today for my kid, and I can tell you parents, you feel so stressed, but we have to remember we're in a new climate. We're navigating it together along with our teachers and school staff. So it's really important for us to take that deep breath. Do not have the expectation that it's going to be perfect, because you're going to set yourself up for an immediate failure. To see my daughter so excited to see her friends and her teacher's face, it made my entire day. And it just reminded me that my job as a parent is to support her, to love her, and to encourage her. So I share that advice to all of you. Good luck. And happy back to school to all of our parents, families, and students that join us on the call. We appreciate you. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Take care. Cuídense mucho. Gracias por acompañarnos. Bye, everybody.